Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Creative Witchy Mama. Thank you for returning. And for those that are new here, thank you very much for coming on in today. You're very welcome here. If you are liking this content and anything else I share, if you do feel called, please hit the subscribe and the notification bell. You'll get to know when I upload some new content. Also, like, comment, share. I love seeing all your comments and I love to respond to them too. So, I'm going to jump right on in here. I want to talk about today finding your tribe. Now, I'm going to talk about it on, I suppose, a couple of different levels. Firstly, as a solo mum, I do think it's super important to be to surround yourself with extremely supportive people. I can tell you that right from having Harrison, having really reliable people around, supportive people, supportive of my journey as well, supportive of my journey, supportive of me, helpful in all the right ways, was so incredibly important. And I honestly, my heart just goes out with so much gratitude to those beautiful people in my life. But also, just in life in general, I was very fortunate enough to hold a beautiful winter solstice event with my business partner in our wellness business, and just getting beautiful people together in that community, connecting, empowering one another, being vulnerable with one another, laying in like meditative state, going off in beautiful journeys. I also felt like it was part of my tribe, like part of my community, which was just so beautiful. And yeah, like I just feel like it's constantly expanding. The tribe, the community. I've found myself fall into a really beautiful community in CoVision that are just doing so many wonderful things for people that want to really look at exiting the matrix and also be self-reliant, self-sufficient, but also give back in a communicative way. And I just think I'm sitting in all these beautiful little pockets, and it is definitely like my journey. But I can tell you that once upon a time, yes, I had friends. I've always had, friends, but community is completely different. Finding your tribe, your community, like the things that like really hold everything together is so different than just having, friendships. Especially over the last few years, I've definitely had friendships that have crumbled, let's say. We definitely saw, very differently on, everything to do with COVID, to do with vaccines, to do with raising children, just to do with everything. There's been so many. I've shifted in very different ways. They shifted in different ways, and I suppose lots of things came to the surface, which needed to. Obviously, we were not meant to continue those friendships. They were around for as long as they needed to be. But yeah, like so it shows like how kind of, I guess, fickle just a friendship can be. When you find your tribe, that is not just a friendship, right? That is community, it's spirit, it's high vibration, it's frequency. It is everything and more. I'm actually wearing a beautiful t-shirt that a gorgeous woman in one of my communities gave me, and just she knows that I love mushrooms, so just like, yeah, gifted it to me, and gifts me gorgeous things. She makes beautiful products from everything out in nature, which is so nice. But again, another part of finding different people, and it's kind of led to finding even more people that are like supportive and within the tribe. And it just I just like gush with so much excitement about sitting in all these different pockets, but it's so important because I've been in very vulnerable situations, especially as a solo mum. Um, and I guess having people that they don't always understand your situation, but they can empathize with what you're going through, um, and reach out and help if you need it. But one thing I will say is when you find your tribe, your community, whatever that is, I mean, this could be anything, right? I mean, for me, I'm talking very much like on a community, on a spiritual level, on a wellness level, on a crunchy level, on a, exiting the matrix, being very awake and very aware level, building communities, building little farmsteads, building hope and a future that's going to be sustainable for me. But for you, this might be something extremely different. But finding your tribe, um, you need to talk to them. You need to let them know if you need something as well, because your tribe doesn't know, right? They do not know. They cannot read your mind, or maybe they can. They might be able to read your mind, but you need to be able to communicate and show your vulnerabilities as well. And that has been a really big learning for me because I've always been so independent. And I guess I've always been chatty, always, talking and stuff like that. But showing vulnerability is different. And showing what I think I used to think it as a bit of a weakness, I guess. Um, you know, Needing to ask for help. That's what, I would always offer help and be like, oh, if you need anything, let me know. Let me know. I want to help you. But then if I didn't really do it myself, but sitting in beautiful communities, I found that the more I voice my needs, the more they are met. It's just like I'm manifesting it one after the other, and I feel like I'm just slotting into all of these beautiful little, pockets, these little domes of communities, which is amazing. But it just has such a heartwarming feeling when you do find the right people, and when they gather around you, when you get to spend time with them, when you give and you receive as well, like there is that equal give and take. And I think that's where it differs to like a friendship sometimes, because often in friendship there can be a giver and a taker, and there is not that kind of equal exchange. And I think I have found that in my life too. I've always been quite giving in whether it's my emotional support, whether it's giving things physically, time, money, services, whatever. And not always received. And I think I never go into anything trying to get anything in return. I'm always giving altruistically, but I think that's where friendships can go a little bit sour as well, because there is not that equal give and take. And I think when you have that equality there, and I guess I've seen that so much in building different community, or being a part of different communities and finding my little tribe, it just feels so different. Like I'll use this as an example. When I had Harrison, the tribe of girls I had around me, like, they had me on a meal train. They had, my favorite meals cooked for me and brought around to me. And, so I didn't have to cook. I didn't have to do anything. Offering, like I had a beautiful, woman within that, say, I'd like to take care of the gardening for you, like, so it's like physical stuff to really help you. Sometimes we don't need gifts, right? In the way that I think we've been programmed to need them, or to want them. Um, I think we actually appreciate things when they help us, when they actually physically help us, when you don't have to do something on your to-do list and things like that. That is what your tribe does for you. And that is what you give back to your tribe as well. And I think it is just, I just feel so incredibly grateful for finding my tribe and for, like I said, coming across into different communities, being welcomed with open arms, with no judgment. And again, not what you always find in friendships. So, yeah, I just wanted to talk about that today. And I hope for each and every one of you, you find your tribe and feel that support, that love, that community vibe, that high frequency that I'm feeling right now, because I think everybody deserves to feel that. Yeah, I genuinely hope you do too. So, thank you so much for tuning in today. If you enjoyed this and you would love to, see some more content, please hit the subscribe and the notification bell. Like I said earlier, like, share, comment, yeah, I just love getting to know each and every one of you. I love sharing my experiences, and I really hope that they're resonating with some of you out there. Anyway, till next time.